Hello viewers, today we'll be looking at triangles. We'll be looking at different types of triangle classifications, and we'll be looking at the sum of the angles in a triangle. At the end of this video, some of our expectations include a knowledge of what a triangle is, triangle classification, and also finding the sum of angles in a triangle. Now, the word triangle comes from tri and angle. Tri and angle coming together makes the word triangle. So tri meaning three and angle. So it's a three-angled shape. A triangle is a three-angled shape, and it is also a three-sided shape. Let's see an example below. So this is a three-angle shape. That's the first angle. This is the second angle, and this is the third angle. And then we'll look at the sides. This is the first side. This is the second side. And this is the third side. So it has three angles, 1, 2, and 3, and then three sides, 1, 2, and 3. So like we said, a triangle is a three-angled shape and also a three-sided shape. So we'll be looking at the classification of triangles. We initially said that a triangle is a three-angled shape, and it is also a three-sided shape. So we will look at classifying triangles based on the angles. So we'll look at classifying triangles based on angles. So we have this particular triangle. As usual, it is having three angles and also three sides. But if you look closely, you will see that the angles inside the triangle are less than 90 degrees. The angles inside the triangle are less than 90 degrees, but obviously not 0. So therefore, this kind of triangle is called an acute triangle. This angle is less than 90 degrees. This angle here is also less than 90 degrees. And this angle is also less than 90 degrees. So therefore, this is called an acute triangle. So looking at another type of triangle based on its angle, we will look at one where one of the angles inside the triangle is 90 degrees. So just one of the angles is 90 degrees. And as you can see, this particular angle here is equal to 90 degrees. And since it is equal to 90 degrees, it is called a right-angled triangle, or it can also be called a right triangle. The presence of 90 degrees in this particular triangle, which we are classifying based on angles, this triangle is called a right angled triangle or a right triangle. Now, the angle here will be less than 90 degrees, so it will be an acute angle, and then the angle here will also be less than 90 degrees and also will be an acute angle. So a right angled triangle, the other two angles are acute angles. So we are also looking at this type of triangle based on its angle. And in this particular scenario, one of the angles is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. So one of the angles in this particular triangle, which is this one here, is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. And this is called an obtuse triangle. So we see that this angle here is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. We'll notice that the other two angles are also both less than 90 degrees each. Therefore, they are acute angles. But this entire triangle, based on the presence of this angle which is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees, is called an obtuse triangle. So we have looked at triangles based on the angles. Now we'll be looking at classification of triangles based on the sides. Triangles can also be classified based on the sides. Now let's look at this particular example. When all the sides have equal lengths, then we call it an equilateral triangle. It's called an equilateral triangle. From the word equi, meaning equal, and lateral, sides. So it's an equal-sided triangle. And that's why we have these lines showing they are equal. The same one line for all the three sides, showing that they are equal. And once they have equal sides, it also implies they have equal angles. So for an equilateral triangle, the sides are equal, the angles are equal. So in essence, an equilateral triangle, each of the angles in the triangle is 60 degrees. 60 degrees is the value of the angle here, another 60 degrees here, and another 60 degrees here, making a total of 180 degrees as a total value of the sum of angles in this triangle. Another type of triangle based on the sides is where all the three sides have different lengths. All the three sides have different lengths, and that is designated by, you have one line here, 2, 3. That tells you that they are different length of sides. And when they are different length of sides, they also have different angles. So none of the sides is equal, neither is any of the angles in this particular triangle equal. And it is called a scaling triangle. A scaling triangle. The last example we have, based on classification on the sides, is a triangle that has only two sides being equal. Only two sides being equal. And that's why we have two lines here and two lines here, meaning that this side and this other side are equal, while the other side here just has one line, showing that its length is different from these other two. So from here to here is the same as from here to here. So we have two lines and two lines here, showing that they are equal. One line only to show that it is different. So in a triangle that has two sides equal, it will also tell you that it has two angles that will also be equal. This angle here and also this angle. So the angles opposite the lines, this angle and this angle here, will be equal. So the third side has a different length from the other two sides. So in this scenario, we call this triangle an isosceles triangle. So now we'll be looking at the sum of angles in a triangle. We will be looking at the sum of angles in a triangle. And we know that the sum of angles in a triangle should be equals to 180 degrees. So that tells you that this angle here plus this angle here and plus this angle here, all of them should sum up to 180 degrees. So in this particular scenario, what we are saying is that 50 degrees plus 63 degrees plus x is equals to 180 degrees. That is the sum of all the angles within the triangle should give us 180 degrees. So if we simplify this, 50 degrees plus 63 degrees, we have 113 degrees plus x is equals to 180 degrees. 113 degrees plus x is equals to 180 degrees. And if we want to solve for x, that is leaving x on this side, we will take 113 degrees to the right hand side to meet a similar like term, which is 180 degrees. So this 113 degrees here is positive. By the time we take it to the right hand side, having crossed this equality sign, it changes to negative. So what we have now is x will be equals to 180 degrees minus 113 degrees, and that gives us x to be equals to 67 degrees. So the value of x here will be 67 degrees. So if we add 67 degrees to 63 degrees, that gives us 130 degrees. And by the time we add 130 degrees to 50 degrees, that gives us 180 degrees. And that aligns with the fact that the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. Therefore, our x is 67 degrees as earlier solved. So let's look at the sum of angles in this particular triangle. There is a right angle triangle and we want to find the value of y. So the angle here is 50 degrees and then our y is the unknown, which we'll be solving for. Remember, the angle at this particular corner is 90 degrees because it is a right angled triangle. So remember that the sum of angles in a triangle is equals to 180, meaning that 50 plus 90 plus y all should add up to 180 degrees. So 50 degrees plus 90 degrees, that's 140 degrees, plus y is equals to 180 degrees. So solving for y will be 180 degrees minus 140 degrees, which gives us y as 40 degrees. So the value of y here is 40 degrees. And if we add 40 degrees to 90 degrees, you have 130 degrees, and 130 degrees to 50 degrees, you have 180 degrees. So let's find the values in this particular triangle where you have one side being x, that is one of the angles being x, another angle being 3x, and then the third angle being 2x. So we know that the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So this implies that 3x plus 2x plus x is equals to 180 degrees. You have 3 apples plus 2 apples plus 1 apple, that gives us 6 apples. So 3x plus 2x plus x gives us 6x, and everything is equals to 180 degrees. If we are solving from x, we can divide both sides by 6. So x will be 180 degrees divided by 6, and therefore x will be equals to 30 degrees. Now that we know what the value of x is, we can simply substitute the values of x in order to impute the various values of the angles. So we know that x is 30 degrees, therefore 2x will be 2 times 30 degrees, which is 60 degrees. And we're also looking for this particular angle here, which is 3x. Since we know x is 30 degrees, 3x will simply be 3 times 30 degrees, which is 90 degrees. So we know that x is 30, 2x is 60 degrees, and 3x is 90 degrees. So if we take the sum of 30 degrees plus 60 degrees plus 90 degrees, we get 180 degrees. So this brings us to the end of this particular video. If this video has added any value to you, kindly remember to subscribe, like, and also share the video. Thank you. Also remember to watch the 2 videos you'll be seeing that will appear immediately after this video.